So this is a review of Erismature's game Who is White. First few moves are completely normal. This is a completely normal opening move. And this is also a completely fine response. And now comes the first thing. And this move does neither thing really well. That is, once you can take the corner and secure more points here, also put pressure on this group because this isn't really a efficient move. So black doesn't want to play there, but kind of needs to. Then you can just get really up close and put a lot of pressure on black. But this is just not a whole lot of pressure and not really making points because the corner is still wide open. So black does this, which is, good for white because black gets very little and you kind of get your mistake fixed. And now this is kind of honey on a head of 2 and 3 stones is good, but I also have to choose the correct one. Because this, while you get some influence here, black is pretty much fine now and out, and there's still the potential for black to play here. So if you instead go here and black plays, I don't know, something, then you have secured these points. It's now a lot harder to get into this corner, next to impossible. And you have a potential reduction here. We can take an eye away later, maybe. So this group is still completely settled, and just more options for white like this. So this happens, and you play away. I mean, the stone isn't really important, but you really should continue. And yeah, this happens now. And actually, I think it's good that you don't respond anymore because black is fine in this area and the stone isn't super duper valuable right now. So you approach here, that's good. And black kicks you and now plays this. But now you have to stick with what you've decided before, that this stone wasn't important and black capturing it isn't a big deal, and continue to play elsewhere. Now you respond to it, basically validating black's slow move. Playing slow yourself. What you really want to do is, black omitted a move here, right? That's really important. This shape is not healthy for black. Your 2 stones are stronger than black's 2 stones. And there's a really good follow-up here when black plays away. It's popular variation for us amateurs that black plays away at this point. So this is pretty much all forced. You can try to find something else for black or white to do, but this is a really, really good result for white and the only option for black. And now you have wonderful influence. Black is just in the corner, enclosed. There's nothing black can do. Now you can take the influence like that or like this. Basically, it's a fantastic result for white. So, and now black plays this move, which is really not fixing the problem here entirely. So if it was me in the game, I would jump in here immediately to punish this because it's just not a good move. The corner is still open and you can invade it. Instead you do this. Nothing wrong with this move. Surely helps the left side. And there's still stuff going on at the top. You can invade there still, right? So this approach is also okay because now you're reducing from where you're strong, building points yourself, potential points, and reducing black's potential points. But this is really worth more and does more immediate damage, and then you have still the invasion on the top. And it's also kind of inviting black to fix his problems. So, okay. And this invasion is also, I think, is reasonable. But now you want to play lightly, and playing lightly like this is a good idea when you're invading and, you know, vastly outnumbered. But in this shape, the good move is over here with the Tetsuji, because if black just connects like this, for example, then you have these forcing moves, and you can do whatever, maybe make some shape like this. Or if black had the ladder, he could play here, but the ladder doesn't work. If, I don't know, black connects, then you can ladder the stone, and you will see it goes straight to here, and can keep it chipped. So, yeah. This is the best move. And the best response for black here is actually this empty triangle, because if you respond like this, then you can get cut, and that's horrible for white. So you should really continue with light moves like this. Then you have still the option to disrupt the top or push through here, anything like that. But instead, you played here. And now this stone, you're just making it heavier right now. So if it was me, I would just really want to escape right now, because this is not a safe space for white. Or consider how you have forcing moves here to, once you've gotten out a little bit, then maybe you can get these kind of moves in and get another eye on the top. But first you really, really need to get out. And black plays a slow move, so fantastic. Now you can get out, yeah, right. And I don't like this move, because you're starting to get really surrounded. Maybe you can play like this. I don't know. It's not wrong in general, right? Just in this particular situation, it doesn't look very pleasant. But black plays move that's worth maybe 4 points, and you get out, so fantastic for white. This is a really, really good result. And minor thing here, if you play this, then black can still peep here, and right, and you have to respond. But if you just defend like this, then these moves here aren't really interesting, right? And if black captures, it's still gote. So, but anyway, you're fine, everything worked out, and this was just a minor detail just now. So now you can actually look at what's happening, because black just played a move in gote. So you are free to do whatever you want, and that's the perfect time to take stock of the game. So what's happening right now? Is there any group of you that's in trouble, right? If black played one move, could he put any of your stones in immediate trouble? And yeah, I mean, just to have a move for black. For example, if black invaded here or here, it could potentially threaten this group. I mean, you would at least have to respond to that. It would be urgent. And there's still this stuff in the corner going on, because if black tries to, I don't know, disrupt like this, then maybe you can still do something here. I mean, it's maybe a little bit too late, because right now black has gotten stronger here, but there should still be some potential. What? What is it? Yeah, right. So you could still play in the corner. It's certainly possible. And this could be worth a lot of points. And also, just to back up, first you check, are any of your groups in trouble? And the answer to that is basically no. I mean, black could pressure the group on the left side, but it's not in trouble. And black doesn't really have a group in trouble because this one is invincible. This is has a lot of room to run. It's fine if you cut it. And the rest is just connected. So then you look for big points. And what's worth a lot of points? A lot of points is in this area, if you find a good move here. I'm not saying that's the best for this shape. Or protect your left side, because the invasion would be, worth a lot. So that's a good move. Or just, as I said, the corner. Or maybe there's something in this corner still. Definitely check for the big points. Because this, it's still open. And this, again, it's not an important stone. You can just play a big move. So, yeah. Then this is certainly good for this area. Lots of points. And this is also a good move. And now again, this move doesn't threaten anything of white. You can just look at the board and check what's big, because nothing's in trouble. What is big? And potentially big is this area for white. There could be a lot of points here. They're black. If we imagine black will seal this off eventually. So if stones were here and black now, where's the stone? And let's say black also played here, then you could begin to see that black can make points here, right? Begins to reduce this area and grows here. So if I was white, I would be thinking about a move like this, which begins to grow this, give you more points, and also reduces what black gets. So, yeah, this move doesn't really change anything, right? Because if black defends like this, for example, which kind of happens in the game, then black would still build more potential here, certainly some points, but white gets nothing. Instead, you should look for ways to make points for yourself at the same time. And if we imagine black can just ignore this move even and go here, and that's bigger. It would hurt. Worth more points. So this happens, and yeah. So again, it doesn't really finish the shape for points, but black does actually respond. So now you could really secure some points here. But you didn't, unfortunately. If let's just imagine you play here and black plays here, then it doesn't really change anything, right? You could even play away at this point if you wanted to, because what's black gonna do? I don't see anything. So important to check these kind of things. And now black gets the actually big move in the area. This happens. And here you can just cut, right? If black goes like this and, I don't know, does this, you can still cut. There's really nothing for black. Then you play away from after allowing this to happen. I mean, mistakes happen, it's all right. It happens in all of our games, but you still need to watch out for follow-up mistakes. Because now when you play away, black can actually just go through here and reduce you even more. And if you are not careful, something like this could happen. So now this invasion should actually die, but something unfortunate happens. You play here when this kills. So you can check it out. Anything that black tries now, white can kill it, right? There's a couple of variations, but that's your homework assignment. Like this, yeah, black gets the important shape move in center, so just alive. That hurt. And now it's generally just endgame stuff. I mean, whatever. There's one or two more things I wanted to look at. Right, this one. You backed off like this, but actually you can just go down, and if black plays here, right, you obviously don't do this because it wouldn't help you. But when black plays the Atari, you can just play elsewhere. And now if black responds, I mean, you suddenly can pull out and capture these stones. Or black captures here, then you can play here. And I couldn't find any way for black to kill this. Like really basic, I think this should live. Or trying to disrupt a shape like this should also not work because this is no center. Yeah, so there was a way to live in a corner or just capture some stones. Was worth a lot of points, certainly. And here, in this shape, I mean, maybe the invasion doesn't work anymore. It's certainly tricky. And yeah, I'm not sure. But what you definitely can do is get this move in, because if black just defends and now black doesn't defend, or I don't know, some endgame happens, and now you play here, and black can't play this move but has to back off, because if black doesn't back off, you can get this very painful ko. And either black connects and white lives, or black is just in a lot of trouble. It's not a good result for black. And now again, endgame, get the center moves first, and this is certainly very big. But okay, this is also kind of center, but this certainly isn't. So now I should get this. And yeah, now we have just some endgame stuff. It's not really game-changing. Just one last thing, because you weren't sure why b15 is important. And that is, right now, if black captures here, that doesn't really do anything. It's 1 point, but or half a point really. And if white plays here, that's center, right? Because if black gets something else, then obviously this is worth a lot. And yeah, just it's worth a whole bunch of points in endgame when every other move is worth 2 points, maybe 3. Yeah, all very small, but this is easily, how much is that? Should be at least 5 points. So yeah, that's why it's the biggest move right now. And that's it. Otherwise, you had some good ideas, but just played a lot of tiny moves at the wrong time, unfortunately.